Hello, I'm James Sturtevant, and you just walked into my room and you stepped out of Big One in high school and stepped into college. So welcome to college. This is Big One at University, History 1181 through Columbus State, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the class. I'm so glad you're here. I like to think of this course as a journey, as in you and I are going to take a journey together. And here's my prediction. You are going to emerge from this class at the end of the semester very prepared and very confident that you can take on a college humanities class. That's my promise. Being in here is different. It's going to require a new paradigm. See, you're no longer like a cute little puppy anymore. You're now an adult, and I'm going to treat you like an adult in this class. And there's really great things about it, and there's going to be challenging things for you about it. But ultimately, people, it's good. It's a good thing. Okay, young adults, you need to consider the importance of this class. It's more important than any class you have at Big One in high school. If you are at some point in this semester trying to prioritize things, if you shortchange this class, it's a bad idea. The grade that you achieve in this class is going to stick with you throughout your college career. It's conceivable if you get an A in this class, which is doable, that you could start college next year or the year after with a 4-point GPA. That's pretty cool. Now, not only is it very significant, it's also very transferable. This grade will transfer to any college, public or private, in the state of Ohio. Furthermore, it can transfer outside the state with a little bit of work on your part and a little bit of petitioning or campaigning or whatever. So this is a very important grade. So here's how your grades are going to be tabulated in this class. Projects include 2 term papers and this bizarre little project we're going to do called the Pechacucha. We're going to do it with Miss Maxon's class. I can't wait. Those 3 activities together are going to be a quarter of your grade. Your daily classwork, and there'll be a fair amount of it, is going to be worth a quarter as well. And finally, your tests are going to be worth half. Now, that's a big change for a lot of high school kids who are used to total points, but the grades in this class are weighted. Now, this is an important concept, the concept of deadlines. And people, I'm going to be old school on this. A deadline's a deadline. If you don't have it done, I have to put a 0 down in the grade book. So this is part of growing up and being an adult, and it's part of an obligation as a college student. And it's going to take some prioritizing on your part because, your friends want you to cruise somewhere in the car and do something fun, but you have something to get done for this class. Get it done, then go have some fun with your friends. So what do you do when you miss class? Well, this is an important question. And just a basic rule of thumb is when you're in college, you don't miss class, baby. You don't miss, man. You come to class. But occasionally things happen and you miss. But I have a roadmap for you. I have a virtual roadmap for you. I have an online roadmap for you. It's called Google Classroom. I'll put every link on there. I'll put every assignment on there. I'll put every deadline on there. So if you come to class and say, Mr. Sturtevant, what did I miss? I'm going to say, did you check Google Classroom? And if you say no, I'm going to say, go check Google Classroom, baby. Now, a lot of people are excited about this, and I don't blame you, man. Tuesdays and Thursdays are yours. You don't have to come in to room 111, Big One at University on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's a pretty sweet deal. But that's college, baby. So what happens on Tuesdays and Thursdays? Well, I'm here. I like to consider this my office hours. In other words, this is a time when you can come in and get caught up. If you miss a day, come in on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If we're working on a project and you need some help, Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you're just generally confused, Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you just like to shoot the bull with me, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Please come see me. I'll get lonely otherwise. Another huge difference between this class and perhaps others that you've taken is you're not going to sit in my class and take notes while I lecture. All my lectures are going to be on YouTube. It's what you call flipped instruction. In other words, you're going to watch the presentations on your own time, and then we're going to come in and we're going to apply the material. Now, at first I was kind of nervous about doing this, but last semester's class was remarkably complimentary of this, so that gave me great hope. So we're going to flip our presentations in here. One of my primary missions as a teacher is to instill confidence in my students. And I'm going to tell you something. I imagine some of you are a little anxious after looking at all the stuff I'm throwing at you in this video. Don't be, man. We'll master this together. I promise. Now, there is reading assignments in this class. It is a college history course, so of course there's going to be reading. And some of it's pretty advanced reading. But we're going to master reading assignments together, communally, in literary circles. I'm going to expose you to the Cornell note-taking system. Now, you might have your own system you want to use, and that's perfectly fine. A lot of students have come to me and said that this has been very helpful for them, and they've used it in other classes. Regardless of what you use, I'm going to hold you accountable to taking notes. I'm going to hold you accountable to doing the reading, and you will hand things in to me on a regular basis to show me that you've completed this work. We will tackle 2 research papers this semester. I'm going to bring in the resource librarian from Columbus State. Her name is Dana Knott, and she comes in here every semester and does a magnificent job. She's going to help you with 2 things. Number 1, learning how to use the databases. And number 2, what's a good source and what's a bad source. So these are going to be great learning experiences for you. And these papers will be 1,000 words. And I used to do it 3 to 5 pages, but I learned about adjusting font size and margins and all that stuff. So I was born at night, but not last night, people. So, Mr. Sturtevant, how many tests are in here? Well, young person, there's 3 of them. What are these tests like, Mr. Sturtevant? They're essay tests, young person. Yes, that's a bit of a switch. There's 3 tests throughout the semester, which isn't many, so they're very important, and they make up a big part of your grade. So we're going to learn how to master an essay prompt. Hallelujah. And, peoples, we are going to blog. We're going to blog. That's right. I just started doing this last semester, and I just am hooked. So here's the deal. You guys will have 10 blog prompts. I'm going to ask you to do something and then blog about it. Not long blog, paragraph or 2. But I found that kids did so well in the class when they actually experienced the cultures that we talk about, and you experience them by doing things. And then if you see down here on the right, you'll see these are all the student blogs, and so you'll get to read your classmates' blogs and comment. Yes, yes. So finally, it's time to talk about what we'll study in History 1181. I'm so enthusiastic about the subject matter of this course. So you guys have been exposed to a lot of Western European history, a lot of North American history, and that's great. But this is the history of the world minus those places, which many of you have not had adequate exposure to. So I'm really excited about the course content. Our first topic is China, the largest nation on Earth, at least for now. India will probably catch them in the very near future. But the largest economy, very important country. In a lot of ways, the 21st century is going to be the Chinese century. However, we're going to talk about China's origins, which go back thousands of years. And it's a different mindset for Americans because America is so new in comparison. So we'll focus on the origins of China first. Next, we'll focus on India. India is birthplace to 2 of the world's most wonderful, beautiful, fascinating religions. Hinduism has these amazing gods and goddesses, which we'll focus on extensively. And much like Judaism spawned Christianity, Hinduism also spawned Buddhism. and the enlightened one, Siddhartha Gautama. We'll dive headfirst into the incredibly relevant topic of Islam. We're going to know our way around Islam, baby. And we're also going to discuss it in a modern context as well. Not only will we focus on Islam, but the largely ignored sub-Saharan African continent. The last few weeks of the course will be dominated by our fascinating neighbors to the south, the Mesoamericans, which includes the Aztecs, the Incas, and the Mayans. Not only are we going to talk about interesting things, but we're also going to talk about them in interesting ways. So I'm going to work on pulling you out of your shell, getting you to express yourself, and not just in writing. We're also going to express ourselves verbally. We are going to engage in 4 Socratic circles during this semester. A Socratic circle is not a debate. It's a group of students getting together and seeing if they can figure out a complex topic together. By the way, this picture is Mrs. Sturtevant's worst nightmare. And finally, we're going to build some identity at Big Walnut University. Big Walnut University belongs to us. The colors for this semester at Big Walnut University are black and blue. And of course, like every semester, the Big Walnut University sweatshirts will be for sale. You guys are going to do just great in here. By the end of the semester, you're going to be like humanities ninja masters. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to have a great time.